The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Little guest.
Hello, hello, hello. Look at this. It's working. Hello, fellas. Full band. So excited. I'm so excited. It's how chaps. How the very cherry happy Tuesday are you? Wilhelm, how are you doing, my bro?
Ooh, I'm doing great, man. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2. I have to say, sadly, because I'm doing all the camp work, all the menial chores, chopping wood, delivering water.
Are you doing camp work because it's Pride Month?
Yes. No.
I just wondered if there was a connection.
Lots of cowboys. Not hanging out on the mountain. No, what I did is the first playthrough, I was a good guy, but I kind of ignored camp. Second playthrough, I was a bad guy and ignored camp. And the third time, I guess I'm just trying to take care of people. And it's a very different game. Like it's kind of incredible the diversity of experiences you can have in that game. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
But you've played it, haven't you, a million times?
Yes, yeah, I have.
So it's just it's old
online.
time's sake. Yeah.
Yeah. What I did, Rokk, is I was planning on playing it to where the story expands and it gives you the whole map, and I was going to mod the hell out of it. Because there's really funny, interesting stuff you could do for some streams. They do. But I got sucked into the game again. I'm like, oh, Dutch, come on.
I know. I keep thinking the same thing, because I completed it on PlayStation pre-Stadia, and then I bought it for Stadia, but never really played it on there. So I've been in two minds whether to buy it again, and the price goes up and down and up, and I don't know. I'd love to, but I may not. I just, one of the ponderings. So many games, so little time. So you've been doing a bit of Red Dead.
Yeah.
Little Red Dead.
Doing a bit of Red Dead, running back and forth to the doctors and all that happy stuff. Yeah. But things are going good.
That's good news. That's good news. And any official date yet on the big op?
No official date.
No.
But it was very interesting encounter, Rokk. I went and saw my doctor yesterday, and they removed the hydromorphone, so I've got saline now. I'm not on any meds, and basically
the hydromorphone is the implanted pump that was pumping. For 20 years it was pumping morphine into your system.
Yep.
Which it turns out you probably didn't need.
Correct. Yep. Absolutely. Because nothing has changed. I'm not eating more pills or anything.
No.
But the interesting.
Oh no! I think there was a shot from the grassy knoll. But it's all right. It went past. Secret Service will pick him up. It's all right, lads. We'll crack on.
But the interesting thing that happened is I got to doctor shop with my doctor. So, we fired the first guy I went and saw in Minnesota. He sent me home with homework telling me to get off this stuff. But we were getting ready to remove the pump, and my doctor wanted to confer, get on the same page. And he wouldn't respond to my doctor. So after, the sixth request of, hey, we're about to do this, let's discuss it, and he wouldn't discuss it, so we just fired him. So we got together, and they're shipping me off to the Mayo Clinic. And we picked one of their top guys over there. So,
is that close to you, or have you got some distance to travel? Or?
No, it's actually an hour further away than I traveled last time.
But it's a
better facility.
Phrase it the same way to Rokk that you did to me. What was it you said last night? You went doctor shopping, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I went doctor shopping with my doctor, and the crazy thing is he's a Harvard grad. Does that mean he just did coke? I don't know, but we're gonna find out.
So is it like Grindr for doctors?
Yeah,
You know,
kind of. We went to
yeah,
the
he's a
Mayo
good-looking
site.
fella.
We literally, I sat in the doctor's office. We went to the Mayo site and we scrolled through their doctors, and he looked at their recommendations, their success rates, all that stuff.
Do you check out
And
their pecs? Were they
yeah,
giving were they giving it the guns and everything? Yeah, it's what you want. It's what you want, Ray, isn't it? If you're going to choose a doctor, you want a good-looking one, don't you, mate?
that's right.
Yes, yes, yes.
By the way, have you seen Ray? I don't know who he sent in his stead today, but it's clearly a much younger version of Ray. Is it his brother or his cousin, maybe?
Very dapper.
Rosemary, the tea lady? Could be. What's happened, Ray? You're
What's
devoid of
going on?
age.
What's going on? What's going on? First off, glad you get winding that down, SPG. We wish you nothing but the best, and we love you, brother. So good luck with the Doctor search. And man, playing a lot of Marvel Snap. They got a new season, the Spider Verse. So all you Marvel snappers out there, today the new season, the Spider Verse. I actually went to go see the Spider Verse.
Oh.
I gave it a 10 out of a 10. I'm not going to do no spoilers.
Wow,
It's really
wow.
good. Really good.
Has it got
My wife-
Spider-Man in it, or is that a spoiler?
It's got Spider-Mans in it. I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it
I
at
didn't
that.
even realise that one had came out yet. When did that come out in
No.
cinema?
Jesus, that was out like what, last Friday? I think it came.
Is it
out
out in the
last Thursday.
UK as well? These days they come out all the same
Yeah,
time, don't they?
It's out. Check
Yeah.
the theater. It
When
should
I
be
was a
out.
kid, we used to get movies like a month after they were in the States. That was
Wow.
terrible, terrible. It
Oh
took
my
that
God.
long to come across on
Yeah.
the rowing boat.
And
The
I'm
Vikings
playing
were brilliant.
Gollum. I am playing Gollum.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I got a raid of like 15 people. Somebody raided me with 15.
Wow.
And they're like, some guys were teasing about playing Gollum, and then there was guys that were actually excited. And I couldn't get past this one area, and the guy sent me a link, and I clicked on the link and it told me what to do. And so, but I'm actually having fun playing Gollum, and I don't know if I'm the only one or what, but I'm actually enjoying it. It's a crazy
Yeah.
stealth game, but
It's funny,
yeah.
Ray, isn't it? Because, I mean, I've played it and I had issues with it. But similarly with Redfall, I played it and I really enjoyed it. But a lot of folk have said, I don't want to play it because it's got issues. And I suppose on the one hand, you've got the whole, do I want to play this game because it's got issues? But I'm really enjoying playing it. And sometimes you have to sort of separate. The only thing I'd say is that that's all fine and dandy as long as they're not charging for a 100-hour AAA game, And that's the problem, isn't it?
I was about to say Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I had to. Someone was so wonderful enough to have purchased me that game recently, and
Yeah.
I played through the main story. And I'm a
Yeah.
completionist, right? All I ever do is tick every single thing off.
That's what she
And I
said.
had to. But I couldn't complete this time. I couldn't complete, fellas. And it's
Hey,
been
don't
so
feel bad. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, listen, you're a young man. You'll improve.
You know, they do have pills for that to help you out. I'm just saying.
No,
Jedi
mate,
Survivor is bug
David,
riddled.
I sent it. I rented it and I sent it back. I played it for 6 hours and I thought, I'm not in this. I literally put it back in the post. So I hear you, brother. I
Gollum's
had the
been
same
in a
issue.
precarious situation because Lord of the Rings, it's a big IP. There's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of lore. Some people will tune in to play just for the lore. What kind of story are they telling? Does it follow J.R.R. Tolkien? People would get upset about that. And then you add into the fact that it's a complete stealth game and there's no fight mechanics or anything, and that'll turn some people off. So they were kind of in a tough position. Because I'm not sure how it turned out with the lore side, if people were happy with the overall story and how they handled characters and stuff. I don't know. But I know people wanted to wield a sword and be Aragorn or something like that, and they don't want to crawl around as Gollum.
But what is cool though is you have to make decisions. Are you the evil Gollum or are you the nicer Gollum? And you have to kind of like choose what you're.
I understand, Ray, but if you understand the lore, you know where that character ends up. Anything you do isn't changing shit.
I just.
So I don't understand.
I
On
just-
the
No,
top of
no.
the law, though.
I just.
It's outside the
think,
law.
I just think this. I think people sometimes, just because a game has a certain topic, it can't be this. It's like Hogwarts. Oh my God, there's no broom races in this
Yeah.
game. How could they leave that out?
Where are the trans people? I remember that was a comic.
Exactly.
I found one.
Did you?
There's different. Sometimes people want to focus on different elements.
Yeah.
Because look. Come on, let's be real. Lord of the Rings. You can make a Lord of the Ring game and have an RTS game or have people, but everybody been there, done that. Sometimes people want to think outside the box and do something differently, and there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. You know, to do something different, because then you get a game that's
Play Gollum.
similar.
Then I'll
It's
hear what
similar
you gotta
to
say.
another game. It's similar to another game. It's like Redfall. A lot of people, you know, did not like Redfall, but guess what? It wasn't a hard game. I got through it. It was easy.
You
With
mentioned
worm mod or whatever
Yeah,
it was
we
you were
mod.
using.
hey, but Ray, you mentioned Redfall. What did you think of the end boss? The last fight. What did you think of that?
Dude, that was probably the most saddest boss fights I've ever. I got to be honest.
The end of the game, you've got the boss that you think you're about to fight. You run up, pop, game's over. Like it's a one
Yeah,
hit. Like
I've played games like that in the past. Doesn't have to have
Yeah.
a big old boss fight at the end.
it's just funny.
It's
I'm
weird
happier
because
when there's
there was actually other bosses in that game
What?
that actually were harder. But this particular one, I was like,
Cowboy,
wow.
if you have a second, Cowboy, put your thoughts in the chat. What did you actually think of Gollum? Because what I was referring to is you're not going to wield a sword. You're not outright attacking people. It's not an action game in any sense of the imagination.
What do you expect?
You know,
when you do with Gollum? He doesn't have
No,
a
but the
sword.
thing is, right, SPG mentioned this when they brought out, what was that TV show they brought out a few months back? The Lord of the Rings show, what was it? Rings of Power.
Rings of Power, yeah.
Rings of Power. And you talked about how the original creator's not around anymore, it's
Right.
not his story, but as a Lord of the Rings fan, you were just excited to get more world building. You were excited
Yes.
to get to see more of Lord of the Rings. And I think everyone was super hyped for Gollum because it was going to be the next that. It was going to be the next entry into what is that universe. And Lord of the Rings has a really strong cult following, so they were super hyped.
Yeah.
And it
People
turned
didn't
out
expect to run around and be switching levers as Gollum. They didn't expect.
and you are in a prison. You're not seeing
Yes.
Lord of the Rings universe. You're seeing a prison inside Lord of the Rings. And that backstory, I think maybe give it a couple of months and those fans might start to appreciate it. But right now, it's just lackluster in
Yeah,
terms
but
of...
from my
I
point
just
of
think
view,
it's
I couldn't give a fig about the lore. I didn't enjoy the game. I mean, just the game itself. And the fact that I kept, every time I went down a little tunnel, it would the map would disappear. And it crashed 3 times for me. I mean, I just felt for $25, $30, it was a fun game, right? And Ray's enjoyed it. But for $70 or whatever it was,
There's a problem when the
no.
developer comes out and saes, "This didn't even reach our standards,"
And
and
I
they
think-
mention
and I
refund
think-
in the
and I
Steam.
think- And
I don't
we
get
can
that.
all agree. I
No.
think we all can agree on the panel. That's not a $70 game. We can agree to
No,
that.
I was
that's the
gonna
point,
say,
isn't it?
can I ask
Same
is
with
this,
Redfall.
fellas?
It's not a $70 game.
Can I ask is this? If that came out for the cost of £20/$25,
Yeah.
do you think it would have got any hate, or do you think it just would have been loved as a new little bit of Lord of the Rings? Because I think everyone thought it was a blockbuster. Everyone thought, oh, $70, 70 quid, that's a full price. I'm getting something big out of this. I'm getting Lord of the Rings again. And we didn't. We got an aspect of Gollum's life in a prison.
I don't know how they handled the lore. I would say yes, because it would be a small, cheap game that you could get into and get some stuff out of it story-wise. What happened to Gollum during this time, whatever. But if they didn't handle the lore right, it'll just piss those people off. I don't know if they did. I didn't play it.
Skills Up did a really good video. I'm a 50-50 fan of Skills Up. Some of his stuff it's crap, but he did a
I
really
haven't
good.
been aware of skills, though.
Yeah, he's a big Australian game reviewer. He gets millions of people watching his stuff. He did quite a good video on Gollum. So on the one hand, he said technically it's not great. It's definitely overpriced. On the other hand, he said he felt that they handled the lore really well.
Okay.
And that they did it in a way that didn't break anything else because it was so narrow, a slice of time. It was largely a very small part of the book, so it's almost in passing mention that he spent time being tortured.
Oh yeah, it's a little section of
Right.
a paragraph. It's
Yeah.
just You know, yeah.
So,
They
so
go
you know, they
back to
just
flesh
so
it
they
out.
so they had the space to do what they wanted, as
Yes.
long as they didn't go beyond the boundaries. So I think from a lore point of view, you'd probably enjoy it, and certainly the cutscenes and stuff are really, really good. There's no issues there. It's just that you're literally the animations aren't great, the textures are crap. It's just not a great
As a
very polished
story,
game.
it's extremely interesting that Gollum survived all the stuff he did.
Hmm.
Like, not only was he corrupted by the ring and all that. I'm not going to go in the weeds and all that, but not only was he
big
corrupted by the
nerd.
ring, but Aragorn didn't kill him. Gandalf didn't kill him. Like, all these people gave him a pass. Sauron didn't kill him because he's like, if anyone's going to find this ring, it's this guy. Like, let him go. It's interesting. It is.
I had a dog once, had no trouble finding a
All I
ring.
all I have to say is don't underestimate him, because this little dude is evil.
Oh,
He
yeah,
does
yeah.
some evil things in the game, and
Uh,
I suggest, because you guys
Gollum-
you play the first 2 chapters, you're done with it. Go
Gollum
deeper
is
in
the
game.
strong, confident Smeagol. Smeagol and Gollum are separate entities. They truly are. Even though they occupy the same brain pan.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you're look, William, you're not alone. You know, it is a much loved universe, and people have taken degrees. You know, they have qualifications around the whole lore and universe.
You can
so
learn Elvish.
yeah, so if you go there, you better do your homework, right? That's the key. But I think what we have to do is almost peel away the lore from the game itself. The game itself, for me, was underbaked. They could have spent a lot more time polishing it up, the graphics, the textures. There's a lot of question around the gameplay. I know, Ray, you've carried on playing it. What level have you? What chapter have you got to?
I'm now on chapter 3, but I'm
Okay.
just like to me the stealth and the climbing and jumping
But what
and
they did
figuring
with
that
it-
out.
What they did with it could have been a little better. My point is this: if you were going around and tricking goblins to beat the shit out of each other and fight all the time to like make your way past stuff, that'd be awesome. What I've seen is
Yeah.
Gollum climb up a freaking wall, scurry
pretty
over
much
and
the
pull
game.
a lever.
Yeah, that's
not,
it. That's the game.
Yeah, but
It is not the
in
game.
the Lord
It
of
is
the
not
Rings,
the
when
game.
like
I've gone deeper in the game. You've only seen the
Yeah,
beginning.
Ray
of
went
the
deep.
no,
I
but
went deeper.
in
Ray
the
got
Lord
in deep.
Rings or the
More.
it
There's
was
more
the
to
Two
it.
Powers.
They say that
Sam
Skill Up
and-
said after chapter 3, the game does open out and it's much more interesting. Problem is, it takes you hours to get to the end of chapter 3, by which point you're like, nah.
But it would have been cool if we would have had multiple scenes, kind of like when Merry and Pippin were taken, and they're like, oh, we're supposed to take him to Sauron unspoiled, and he's like, how about we just eat their legs? Because they're all hungry, you know. Like, I mean, Gollum could have went in and caused a whole bunch of chaos within the Sauron's minions and stuff. I just think it could have been done a little better.
See, the only Pippin I remember is the one with Auntie Mabel. Do you remember her, David?
No.
Do you remember Auntie
Pippin
Mabel
had a
and her
nice
playing
jump
with
shot.
Pippin the dog who looked a bit like Bear?
No, not at all.
Oh, my kids love that. And you're the same age as my eldest, so don't give me that old bilge. Talking of David, but apart from the fact that it's amazing to have him back in the band, isn't he? Look at him. Isn't he looking Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen?
Be quiet.
Huh?
Be
Look at him.
quiet. It's the
he
dog
is-
that sells it. It's the dog that sells it all.
partly, I agree. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm going. Don't ask me how I am, Rock. How are you? How's your PC after yesterday? I thought Armageddon had happened and we'd never see you again.
I know. Once I've nursed it back to health. I gave it some sugar water and some air, and it seems to be doing all right.
See, watch
today.
now. It's gonna shut off. Watch, it's gonna shut off.
This instant.
I thought it was just now.
All right, see you all later, folks.
I don't know what's going on. I don't. But anyway, PCs. And so, what are you moving it back to me for? I'm the host. I don't care. What have you been? What have you been playing? That's the key. That's the thing that everybody wants to know. Their favorite movie star. What's he playing these days?
Not a lot. I've got a lot going on at the minute, Rock. I'm doing stuff with my life and trying to get stuff done, and it's stressful. Are you trying? It's in the ear. He's not
He
going to
heard it. He heard it.
No, there's a fly.
Where's the squirrel,
Fly
Dad?
just came in.
Where's the squirrel?
But no, I've been playing those. I played some Jedi Survivor, and I made my way through the whole story. Beat it on Jedi Grandmaster.
Yeah.
And I went to keep going through it, but I couldn't collect everything. It was way too massive and it was way too broken, so I deleted the thing. And the past couple of days, I've been working on the Leaving Game Pass games. There's 3 of them I really want to play, and it's my mission that they leave in 10 days on the 16th, and I want to try and beat all 3.
Yeah, that is a thing that you do, though, isn't it? I've watched you. You've like, okay, this game goes tomorrow, and you're like 24 hours of solid gameplay.
Right, it's not like I'm trying to like hit a niche or anything, mate.
David,
I
what do you
just want to
think
get
is-
my value out of Game Pass. I want to get my value out of it, right?
What do you think of the
when I
Star
see
Wars
those
game?
leaving,
He didn't like it, mate.
Oh,
He said that just now. He wasn't a fan.
there's aspects of it I really enjoyed, and
Yeah.
I hope when it's not broken.
I heard you say you
that-
abandoned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did abandon it. It's thoroughly broken. It is thoroughly broken. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a whole section of side missions that are about collecting bounties and a bounty hunter and blah 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 blah. Right? I got to meet the person, and then they didn't give me a single side mission. They haven't given me one through the whole game. It's completely broken. I go up to where they are sat in the diner. I go see where they're meant to be on the map from reading like different Reddit sections. They're not
Wow.
there. The game is completely broke. Same as some of the other collectibles are broken in it that just
You
don't
weren't
appear.
willing
Some
to
things aren't
start
proper.
again to be able to do it.
Well, I would happily start again, right? I'll grind it out. I will, if I know it works this time. But I don't know that it's fixed. I don't know that it's fixed. I mean, give it a month or two. When it actually is fixed,
didn't
I'll
enjoy
re-download.
it.
I'll try it
send
again.
back.
But
I don't like the
I don't-
ginger fella. Why have they got an ugly character as the main
Cal
boy?
Kestis?
Yeah, what's he all about? He's ugly. He's just
Yeah,
not. I want
he's
like a
basically
model
a
of David.
guy.
You see, and if I had like a David lookalike, I would want to play it because I would be up for that.
That'd
What
be
was he
too
doing?
sexy
What
of
was
a
he just
game.
doing?
James Dean just walking around with a lightsaber. You can't have
Exactly, but I would play
God.
that.
Stop
What's-
gassing this guy.
There was something really important I was going to say. Oh yes, Maneater. I finished it as well this week, and I know that's one of the games that you want to.
That's one of them.
Oh,
That's
mate.
one of them. So there's 3 games. There's Mortal Shell, which is
Yeah.
like a Dark Souls-like game. It's really, really interesting.
Mhm.
There is Chorus,
wanna-
that game that was on Stadia, where
Yes.
you're one with
Flight.
the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
that
game.
looks
Good
really
game.
cool.
And
Yeah.
you want to
so
play?
that's-
You want to play with a man eater?
That's probably the one I'm most excited about. Is Chorus. I'm just gonna skim over what Ray said, but
Yeah, move on,
Chorus
move
is the
on.
one
It's
I
not
am
worth it.
most excited about.
Yeah.
But
Have you played it at
Mane-
all, David?
No, I haven't even booted it yet. I haven't
Oh,
even
it's
booted it
such
up.
a good game.
I
Great
got sucked
story
into
as
Maneater.
well.
I got sucked into Maneater.
I love
It's just
Maneater.
too fun.
She's a
It's-
man eater.
Yeah, I'm not singing with you, Rock.
Go for
I'll
it.
dance.
I don't mind. I'll do a duet with anybody, mate.
You were singing with him emotionally.
He was, yeah, spiritually and in
Yes.
pain.
What,
I can
what
see
did you
there
get?
was
What
very
did you
much
get sucked into, David?
Oh, I'm not saying it.
Raymond, you
What did he
beta.
get sucked? He said he was sucked into something. I
Raymond is
just
a
asked-
beta. It's worse than
I-
that, though, David. He's a
I
master
asked what
beta.
you got
He
sucked
is.
into. Just
Uh-huh.
asking.
Oh, just don't, Ray.
Is it a wormhole? A black hole.
What he said, I got sucked into something. I just wanted
Yeah.
to know.
Do you want me to tell you how I got sucked into a man-eater again? Is that what you wanted to
I'm just
hear?
saying. I'm just, oh, okay. All right.
It's a good game. Yeah, you'll love it. Both of those games, Maneater and Chorus, you've got your work cut out to get them done by the time they get
I always
kicked
Google
out.
game length. And a game
Yeah.
length will always give you your typical game length, and then there's always a completionist game length. And because I take
Yeah.
my time, I'm not like
You're a length kind of feller. We get it.
yeah, right. It's not just that I do every aspect of the game. I also take forever to do anything. So even though I do complete it all,
I
it
know,
takes me like
sometimes you
3
don't
times the
finish.
usual. It takes me like 3 times the usual amount of time than what it would say online. So I always check what it says online. It'll say 30 hours to complete this game, and I'll have to say, okay, that's 60, 70 hours over the next couple of weeks I've got to do.
Wow. Are you going to stream it though? Because I feel like this is a whole thing here. You sort of up against the clock to finish these games. It's like a whole thing, a whole series. It could
I'm
be
not
really
a
good.
professional. I'll leave that all up to you guys.
You don't even have to play it. You don't have to be a professional to play it.
I do every now and then share my streams on Twitch, as you know, Rock.
Yeah.
What is it? David_Wilsonian, I think it is. I don't even know my own handle.
Something
You know what my favorite streams of yours are?
What's that? What's that?
He's
SB?
Take a
a
guess.
self,
Take a
he's a
guess.
self-drop streamer is what
Take
he
a guess.
is. He's a stealth driver. He just
He
like
is.
goes
I
in.
really
Like a
like Henry.
ninja.
in
Like
that
a
video.
ninja. Yeah.
Kingdom Come
Steve.
Deliverance. I
Streams
love
in the
watching
dark.
it.
Oh yeah,
Kingdom Come Deliverance. That sounds
Yeah.
like a whole movie. Is
It
that like
does.
on your OnlyFans? Anyway, guys, should we get on with the news? That's the
Yes.
longest
Oh,
intro we've ever done,
I
and I'm so
know, that
proud. I'm
was-
so proud of you guys.
I thought it was in the show notes.
I'm so proud. You're my boys. Right, let's get over to the news. Here we are in the news. This looked like a great layout when I was setting it up, but I didn't realize that it would be chopping off the far right of every screen. But it's okay. The first bit of news, guys, is it good or is it bad news? I don't know. But Amazon Luna have officially dropped the native Mac and Windows apps for Luna. They are. You can still play it on the web browser or a web browser, and you can still, create a web page. Is it PWA or WPA or whatever it is, web page app? But they're dumping it. They say it's because their data shows that very few people use the apps and that they're using browsers or the Fire Stick, which I've got. But equally, does it bode well? Ray, what do you think? I can see on your face there, you're not looking happy about this.
I like when you add on. I don't like when you drop off. So when I look at dropping off, I don't know.
Can I just say, we're all Extadians here. That's right. We've all got a little trauma about this type of thing, don't we?
PTSD.
Oh, that's a good point, David.
I don't. They talk about the data. So what's going to happen when? Okay, guess what? The data showed us this too. We're going to drop that off. Oh, the data's showing this. You know what? We're going to drop that off. I don't know, man. I don't like it. It's not just me personally. I don't like it. I don't like it. And yes,
you know what it tells me?
What's that?
Tells me that they're slashing some jobs. They can get more shit done with less people, and that's what they're doing. I don't know what that means for the overall
It's
platform.
Amazon, man.
No.
Come on. It's
Dude,
Amazon.
we know Amazon people personally that lost their jobs and they got
Oh,
relocated
Do you?
to
True.
new
Yes, we do.
to new horizons. So I'm just saying, like, I think this is a budgetary thing. Now, it's very awesome that they say we saw customers were spending significantly more time playing games on Luna using their web browser. That at least gives you a basis for why this is happening. So it's not the sky's falling. You know what I'm saying? Like it was every other month for Stadia till it was gone. Because news would come out, and sometimes not stuff we wanted to hear, but.
Yeah.
If this is true and it's actually they're just going off of data, why support something and have people work on it if it's not being used?
Yeah.
So it does make sense in that sense.
Do you know what frightens me is, so they expanded to Canada, Germany, and the UK, as we know, probably
Go, Rokk.
experimentally.
I know where you're going. Go
Yeah.
there. I know where you're going.
And they pushed Fortnite, the big savior of Luna. Fortnite, you can play it now. Woohoo, Fortnite. My fear is that here they are a couple of months after both those events, and they're looking at the numbers and they're going, we actually haven't had that many sign-ups. And we've given it everything. We've gone out to Europe. We've thrown Fortnite, the biggest game in the world, at the platform.
Actual Stadia division, none of them knew. None of them knew. And it could very much be that way with Luna. Like, maybe there's we've all seen it the past couple of years, right? These big businesses, especially the tech businesses, cutting back on certain divisions, cutting back on certain projects to refocus their aim to hold the purse tighter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be aware too that every corporation is pulling back and tightening those purse strings.
It's
All of
not
them
just
are.
tech.
They're
It's not just tech.
prepping for a rocky road ahead. They are. I don't know what that means for the rest of us, but if they're prepping.
And it
maybe we
doesn't
should.
mean everyone's going to lose their jobs, and it doesn't mean every business is going to go under. It means they're tightening their purses to stay afloat. That's the whole point. Like, maybe Luna will stay afloat as part of Amazon, or maybe as they cut and cut and cut, they go, yeah, no, this isn't the effective part. This isn't the important part. Goodbye, Luna. But who knows? I mean, Luna probably don't even know. They're probably all happily chirping away, and they're anxious watching what's happening because they saw Stadia half a year ago. They all saw that.
I know. But on top of that, they are still dropping more games than they are adding to the platform.
That's true.
And that's a concern.
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest, and you know I always am. I actually cancelled my Luna subscription yesterday. I fired it up after a couple of weeks, and I thought, there's nothing here that I want to play now.
And this is what they're seeing, Rokk. This is what they're seeing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I mean, who? If people are dropping the subscriptions, how can we not expect it to maybe fold in the next 6 months like Stadia did? Because
Well, I don't know that I'm indicative, but I do think I am concerned that after pushing it out to some fairly sizable territories in Europe and, of course, Canada, and also pushing Fortnite out, and Ghost Strat says it's not a great experience, the Fortnite on Luna. And let's face it, there's no shortage of places that you can play Fortnite. You don't have to subscribe to Luna. You can play it on GeForce Now for free on their free tier.
In
Or
my
just
opinion,
play it.
cloud is the future, and I was hoping that Amazon Luna was going to push xCloud to get better. I was hoping the GFN
Yeah.
was going to push xCloud to you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. This might go the way of the dodo. And if there is no competition, then maybe there is no reason to make other services better. But
Yeah.
when it comes to cloud right now, I know it's not its own platform, but GFN is killing it
Oh, GFN is killing it.
with quality.
My feeling, to be honest, if I am honest, I don't think that they're going to kill Luna off, but I do think it will get to a point where they might roll it more into Prime and have it as less of a thing in the same form that it currently exists in.
They could also divest in it and reinvest later. They could go, it's not
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
here yet. You know, let's pull back a little bit and then
Yeah.
reinvest. It's possible.
Yeah, they might do. They might just shadow it for a bit. Sorry, Ray.
It's just kind of weird because they do make games and they don't put their games on Luna. That's
That doesn't make sense. Yeah,
That
Doesn't
doesn't
make any
make-
sense.
doesn't make any sense.
it's
but-
like Stadia being separate from YouTube. There should have been an integration.
well, I mean,
Like,
Stadia didn't put
there
Google
was
Play
kind
games
of,
on
but-
Stadia.
but-
Stadia
but-
didn't put the Google Play games on then. They had total
I kn-
access to that. So why
Mm.
wasn't there?
My thing is like this. After the whole fiasco with Stadia, I don't trust big tech anymore. I really don't. And with some of these games coming out where they, hype these games and then these games come out half baked and half optimized, get all these promises in the beginning and then you see them dropping off and stuff. I don't trust them. I'm sorry. I don't trust them at all because they can say one thing and change their mind another. So that's how I am.
Yeah, I mean, you're right though, David and Ray, and I was definitely one of those that defended Stadia till that very, very final moment, and I believed that the naysayers would be proven wrong. It's a difficult thing because Amazon are very clearly invested in gaming, as you mentioned, Ray. They've got several studios, they've got a load of games out already, and they're working on some big franchises. They look across and see Netflix heavily involved and investing in gaming. They see Jim Ryan saying that Sony's got some big gaming, cloud gaming news coming up in the near future. I think they would be wise to not rush into winding it down, but they do seem to be chipping away at the edges and turning it into a former shadow of its, or a shadow of its former self, I should say.
I don't know if it's a conflict of interest. Maybe are they making deals with other companies, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. And I don't know. It's kind of weird because Stadia shut down, and then you saw these laptops coming out loaded with their competition on their laptops. I don't know. It's just weird. But guys, better watch out with all these cloud portables that you guys are playing or TVs
handhelds,
because these apps, I know this app's going and this app's going. I mean,
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't
good
know.
point. That's a good point. But you still be able to use a browser and a web page, app,
But I know people that went and bought TVs
Yeah, like
Yeah.
me.
to play these apps.
Yeah, I wanted Stadia native on my TV, and I got it for a few months, and then it went away. It's gone. It's gone. TV's fantastic.
Nub it.
William, William, you were the first person I thought about that, man. I was like, this guy went out and bought a freaking TV to play
Hey,
Stadia
played
on.
musical chairs with said TVs, Ray.
Oh goodness! Well, do you remember the
Yeah.
Chromebooks that came out not long after Stadia was announced
God,
dead, and they were
yes.
all geared towards cloud gaming? How embarrassing was that?
And a couple of them were themed for Stadia, and they had quickly. There was one that was kind of orange and white, and they just like, no, it's just cloud gaming.
Can I ask you though, Rock? The beginning of this
Yes.
article, the headline, it quotes "double down." In the headline, it quotes "double down." Now, can you find in the article where Luna say they're going to double down on the web app? Because if they're saying
Doubles
that,
down
and if
on
we,
web app.
yeah, right,
Yeah,
if they are actually saying that, and if we see that over the coming month, that it's not that they're just rolling things away and tightening up, that they're actually doubling down in one specific area. We could see them double down on web and see things like that over the next month or two. That would give a bit more confidence to Luna users.
So this
but
is the
what they're
9 to 5.
specifically saying- What they're specifically saying, though, is the app you put on your computer, not the app that's going into my TV, not the app that's going into the Fire
That's true.
Stick.
That's
true.
next, though.
So
Come
it's like
on,
GFN.
man.
You can
But
go to
don't-
GFN and play, or you can download, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying, from the
yeah.
store
That's
and
Yeah,
GFN.
install.
GFN have got their fingers in a lot of pies as such if you're talking about where you can access them, but they do double down on, is it their PC app or their PC web version? They double down on one service, they do, don't they? One's their main way of using it, and it could just be a pivot to do something slightly like that. This is me trying to be hopeful and just playing devil's advocate. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't believe this, but
Yeah, I
Well,
mean
the
they
numbers-
don't say what they're doubling down on. All they say
Right.
is that they looked at the numbers, and people were using the web app significantly more than the native app, so they decided to double down. I mean,
They're going
it's
to
more like
steer resources towards that. Yeah. Because
I don't know if it's
nobody's
doubling.
using the
It's more like negative.
Well,
down.
this is what I mean, right?
taking away, not adding.
what
What's
do they
the
actually
square
mean?
root of zero?
Do they mean
Oh, my head hurts.
Well, guess
do they
what?
mean they're doubling down in one avenue, or do they mean that they're just cutting back in others? Because those are two different things, and I think if what we see there is important. What we see over the next month or two.
So what they're saying here is we optimized the web browser experience with the full features and capabilities offered in Luna's native desktop apps. So customers now have the same experience. So interestingly enough, when I went to cancel my subscription yesterday, it wouldn't let me do it on the app. I had to go to the web app. So I guess there's a level of reality there. We believe firmly in the future of cloud gaming, and we'll be sunsetting the Luna PC and Mac native desktop apps so we can
Let's-
invest more time in resources.
I'm a native
Let's not
PC
forget,
user. I didn't
like-
use it
I
in
am
the
as well.
browser. I am a native PC user. I've been doing it for 3+ years.
With
Damn.
with Stadia out of the market, cloud gaming does feel to be slipping away a little bit, but that's just because it's not moving as fast as it once was. I think the promise of zero hardware, that you have to keep upgrading and buying and sourcing the parts and upgrading your stuff,
Yeah.
I think it is the future. When are we going to actually get a bunch of companies that are competitively competing with each other in that market? I have no idea. But it looks like, Stadia tried, they're gone. Luna might be faltering. We're stuck with xCloud and GFN at the moment. Oh, there's a bunch of little guys out there too as well. Utamic and
Gollum.
Black Nut.
Black Nut, yeah, that's right. I was getting there, Ray. I was getting there.
Can't forget the Black Nuts.
No, well, Black Nut and
Honey,
also
don't forget
Ants.
Well, never mind.
Well, there's Ant Stream as well, but they're more your retro gaming. But both them and
Yes.
Black Nut have just been added to the Samsung gaming dashboard, which is good. You've got the Samsung TV,
Yes.
haven't you?
I do.
So you'll be seeing those puppies popping up on the old hub soon, which is good. If you've got a Black Nut account, Ray's got a Black. You got a Black Nut account, Ray? I gave you a
He's
Black Nut
sitting on.
account.
Oh, never mind.
Are you asking him to count his black nuts? What?
I had Black
One.
Nut for 2 months.
Three.
And, I had Black Nut for 2 months.
Did you see a doctor?
What was your 6 out of 10, wasn't it, Ray? It wasn't a. You didn't give it a particularly high.
I gave,
Oh, that's funny.
believe it or not, Boosteroid did really good for me. Black Nut, there was some games that was okay. There was some
Yeah.
games that was like, oh my god, no. But like I said, if they update whatever, optimize, I'll give Black Nut another try.
Yeah. No, fair enough. And there's, it's great to have the choices. I think we're still very much at the early days, I think people that let's be honest, if you're into cloud gaming, you're into cloud gaming, and nobody's going to dissuade me from that. It's still my preferred gaming option because of the convenience, and I don't even mean the fact that I can go in the garden or on a plane or whatever. I just simply the fact that I can go in any room in the house and do my gaming. I don't need to specifically go to that little corner of the house that a lot of people have their console or their PC. And that's the thing I love. But I do think that now that Sony are becoming a little bit more vocal, and I think we're going to be seeing the Project Q, I do believe that's going to be cloud enabled when it finally lands, so that you can play your PlayStation games out and about.
Cowboy.
What are you two going on about? What are you chuckling around here? Ray,
Read
I
your
heard
chat. Read your chat. It's
I've seen it and I ain't putting it on the screen. We actually got demonetized last Tuesday because I said one word, and we got demonetized, and they turned
you
my
were going to
appeal
say
down.
Diablo, weren't you?
It was Diablo, but it was
Yeah.
spelt differently. Absolutely.
Let's
You
see,
can't
but
say
Rock,
Diablo.
but Rock,
You can't say
Rock,
it that way.
Rock, you can say, excuse me, but there is a cloud gaming console called Black Nut.
Yeah. No, it's true. Absolutely true. I agree. I'm still not putting his comment on screen. Gents, in other news, there's a couple of actually talking of events, a couple of big events coming up soon. On the 12th of June, Capcom Showcase. Now, I can't remember if last year there was a big showcase by one of the big publishers and it was boring as anything. And I can't remember if it was Capcom or not. It probably wasn't. But anything you guys are particularly looking forward to seeing or hoping to see or hearing about, or
You ever
Dragon's
played
Dogma 2, for example?
Capcom versus Street Fighter or something?
Yeah.
Like
That
the
would be good.
when they had those big fighting games, they were remarkable. I'd love to see a new one of those.
Okay.
Let me tell you about something about Capcom. If you go and you look at the ratings of Capcom's games, they've been consistent game after game, just giving you good quality games. They've been very consistent, and I can't wait to see Capcom showcase because they've been killing it. They've been killing it. Nobody's talking about Capcom, but their games that have been coming out have been great.
Would you be interested in one of their fighters, Ray? Capcom versus another fighting game?
Yeah, I mean, I'd get my butt kicked because I was horrible at those games.
I was too.
I was
playing them though.
Kevin and my roommates, man, they used to kill me in the Capcom fighting games. But
it was so cool
They're
because
awesome.
you could
They're
pick all your
awesome.
favorite people, man. They had such a big roster. It was really cool.
yeah, but this game, oh my god, I want this game right here.
This Dragon's Dogma 2. Have you guys played Dragon's Dogma? Big following.
I played.
I mean,
you know what?
it's
I played a little bit. I need to finish
Yeah.
it up.
it's got kind of Witcher vibes for me.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that kind of Witcher thing, with all of these different, what look like sort of historical Greek monsters from various mythologies and things. But who can tell? It's a trailer. Having said that, though, I mean, there's certainly the Japanese studios have been knocking it out the park on graphics of late, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
So there's no reason
it's
to assume
only
it
gonna
wouldn't look
get-
as good.
It's only going to get better as they get proficient with the new iterations of Unreal 5 and
Yeah.
all that stuff moving forward. We're in for an exciting time, I think.
I
moving
think
forward.
so. I absolutely agree. So that's coming up on the June the 12th. This Sunday. Oh, look at that.
Sunday,
It's a
Sunday,
beautiful page.
Sunday.
Sunday.
In
On-
4K 60, folks.
Yes, exactly. So
That's really
Xbox
sad
are-
when your streams could come out 4K 60, but your damn games can't.
That is hashtag fail.
There's always one Ray mic drop moment, and there you had it, ladies and gents. It deserves this. It was very, very good. And I just realized that you're not seeing the game screen that I've got up. So let's move over. Here we go. So, yes, now, of course, as well as the fact that they'll be using it to show stuff, and in the same way, of course, that we recently had the PlayStation event, I'm sure Xbox are going to be showing some stuff that is more widely available. But we're now building up to a crescendo on Starfield news and hype. Do you know what? I just think we've been let down so many times over the last couple of years. I am deeply worried if this comes out and it's not at least a 9 out of 10. It could be a massive wound.
I've got 80 reasons to worry about Bethesda, and it was the $80 I spent on Fallout 76. So I'm just
Fair
kidding,
shout.
That
Fair
hurt.
shout. Ouch. I really, really, really hope Starfield is what it looks like.
Me too.
Because I loved No Man's Sky. I completed it first time around when it was getting a lot of hate. I loved it. I can't go back to it. I have tried. They've massively improved it, but I just can't get back into it. That initial moment. You know, it's like an old girlfriend. I can't. I'm looking at her on Facebook. She doesn't look as good as I thought she did. And that's how I
I was
feel.
going to say, it's kind of like those rose-tinted glasses. All I can think to
He's bringing up glasses again, Rokk. He's ageist. I'm telling you what.
all I can think is, don't hold your breath. That's all I can think, because
What the hell was that?
I don't know. I think
I
two cats were
completely went
mating
over
in
our heads.
I think
don't
two
know that
cats were
song?
mating in the alley.
Yeah, I get it. You're all ancient. You don't keep up with pop culture, do
Is
ya?
that a Bee Gees number?
No, Taylor
Oh,
Swift.
Those young
Taylor
chaps, the
Swift.
Bee
He's a
Gees.
Swiftie.
Is that what that is?
He's a Swiftie.
I'll let you keep guessing. But anyway, I can't stop thinking that, man. I can't stop
Phoenix
thinking
knows it,
that.
but she's another whippersnapper, so that's fair. Yeah, these younguns, my friends.
Oh goodness.
But anyway, I'm hoping it's going to be good. Less than a week, Sunday. So you got the Xbox thingy bob on Sunday. It's 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK. So it's a good time. As you rightly said, Ray, they're streaming it out in 4K 60. Which I mean, they always end up at 4K, don't they? I don't know why that's a big deal.
But they're going with the showcase, and they're going with Starfield right after the showcase.
Oh, there's a Starfield Direct, isn't
There's
there?
there's also some BG3 news that is
BGs?
dropping during this. Yeah, no,
More
Baldur's
BGs.
Gate 3.
Ah,
It's supposed to still be coming out in August, and they're gonna have a section for Baldur's Gate 3. Super excited for that.
wow.
Super duper.
Yes. But it's not coming out till October, though, is it? Baldur's Gate? Is it
August, the
October?
end of August.
August. Oh, that's close now.
Yep.
Yeah, you're only
Yep.
talking about 8 weeks and a bit, aren't you?
And
Yeah,
it's on
super
GFN,
excited.
folks. Don't forget it's on GFN.
Yeah. So get into
Yes.
that ultimate tier and get that 4080 cranked up. You'll get about
Yeah.
290 frames in that game.
I just remembered I've got Baldur's Gate 3. I forgot that.
It's
I need to
awesome.
get. There's another game I need to get back into. So many games, not enough.
Just
time.
in August, you can join us.
Yes.
You can join us in August.
Yeah, I'm gonna join your cult.
Please do. Ray, you can share Ray's sleeping bag. He'll play you a tune with his bongos.
Aw, would you keep me warm, Ray, in the coldness of August, my friend, at night? In a kind of broke
Coldness of
backy kind of way.
Rock, I got you. I got you, Rock. I got
Thank
you.
you, buddy.
I know
We'll
one thing they're
spoon
not
up
going to
and
be.
enjoy Baldur's Gate. It'll be fun.
I know one thing they're not going to be
So-
mentioning, and that is Redfall's new season DLC packs.
So
I
you're
know
not
that's
spooning. It's so
You're
hot.
not
You're
seeing
gonna be
anything
Wow.
about Redfall, about the DC packs or anything like that coming.
We
out.
are all so excited, Ray. So moving on.
No, don't knock it. It's great. Anyway, yeah, lots of stuff. I don't know what they're going to be showing off, but the one thing
He's
I
a
know-
bard.
Hellblade.
He's a bard,
Hellblade.
Miss Phoenix. He
I'm
was a
telling
bard.
Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2 is going.
Oh, crikey! Yes, when's that coming out, Ray? Oh, I forgot all about
That's
that.
next year. That's
is it
somewhere
next
through
year?
halfway. I think it's about halfway through next year's Hellblade 2.
Oh, Hellblade 1 was just one of my fave games of all time.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so looking forward to
Now,
Hellblade
the
2.
next one looks very next gen. The
Yes.
facial animations, the terrain, it looks just gorgeous.
Ooh, that is- yeah,
Gorgeous.
I agree. That's going to be fantastic. Yeah, they've got a few decent titles in the. Do you know? I wonder if there'll be. When do we hear about the appeal? You know, this whole CMA thing. When I know they've put their appeal in. When does it actually? When do they sit down and have a chit chat over a cup of coffee and a
The
digestive?
CMA have requested to delay it but Microsoft are pushing to get it done. There's a date, I believe, in the next week or two, but the
Right.
CMA want to delay by an extra month or month and a bit to collect more evidence or get an argument together. I mean, you can't blame them. They're going up against Microsoft. You need all the time that you can get. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's. I think it's currently due in a week or two's time, but they want to
Right.
get it pushed back, so we'll see.
Okay. I just wondered if, well, they're not going to have any news, are they,
No,
by Sunday on that one?
no.
But you Hellblade 2, any other games that you guys are looking forward to coming out on the
Fable.
old
Fable.
Fable. Oh
Fable?
yes, love
Yeah.
those games. Love those games. The last one was a flop mine. The last one was a Connect game. If any of you remember that one.
What about Suicide
Yes.
Squad Kills the Justice League? Anybody excited for that?
Ooh, Suicide Squad. No, I've never seen that movie.
You really haven't.
What?
No,
Right.
The
I
first
haven't.
one,
No.
not so great. The second one with
Okay.
James Gunn, fantastic.
Oh, Jimmy
Yeah.
Gunn.
Yeah, I agree with SPG on that. I agree. And I love me some Harley Quinn. Oh my god. I love some Harley Quinn.
Oh, she
Yes,
just
you
pulled
do,
up on her
Ray.
bike. Right then, next up, fellas, because that's not much we can say really till we've seen the event.
No, exactly. There'll be a lot to talk about next week, though, eh?
Bound to be. There was a huge event yesterday. It was huge. Well, I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
it was. If you're
Oh,
into
yes.
whether you're into Apple or you're not, and I know a lot of people are kind of not massive Apple fans for various reasons, and that's fair enough. Look, Ray's already bought one, but he bought the wrong one. We did actually. There was some. It's interesting because this is traditionally it's the WWDC Worldwide Developers Conference for Apple developers. So typically they kind of announce new versions of operating systems because that's the kind of thing developers need to know if you're making an app for a game for the iPhone or the iPad or the Macs. But they don't often, if ever, launch products or talk about iterations of their hardware. And yet they did. Yesterday was the longest keynote that I've ever seen them do. I think it was thick end of 2.5, 3 hours long. And of course, they not only talked about the operating systems and updates and stuff. The biggest thing for me was you no longer have to say, "Hey Siri." That's so embarrassing. "Hey Siri." You can now say Siri, and then it will, because who else in the world's called Siri? I mean, it works, doesn't it? So, Alexa's different because there are people called Alexa, but Siri, you can get away with it. Biddly Bob. Just come up with a name that nobody knows. "Hey, Biddly Bob." But that was good. So they got some OS stuff, but they talked about hardware. And really importantly, they were bigging up gaming big time. They've got a new feature in the Mac OS. It's called the game mode, where everything is optimized for gaming, spatial audio, and all sorts of stuff. Of course, they announced the Vision Pro, which we'll talk about in a second because we'll flick over to a screen specifically for it. And they talked about these big new chips, the big M2 series that are going into the new hardware.
Yeah, they're like two chips smashed together, sort of.
Are they? So
Yeah.
like two M1s to make
Yeah.
a double two.
That's what their silicon looks like when you
Wow.
actually look at the chip itself. Yeah, it looks like that's what they did. I'm not saying that there's not specific differences, but that's what it looks like, though.
I believe now there is no Intel hardware. There's no Intel chipsets in any of their hardware anymore. So everything is now completely Apple Silicon, which from their point of view gives them an ability to evolve the ecosystem. But am I getting the VR? Says Raven Animate. Let's go and have a look at the VR, shall we? So if we scroll down a bit, here we go. So there were already leaks out there that pretty much covered what they showed. The price, there was some amazing surprises. Like, for example, the fact that it has an LED screen built into the front, and there are cameras around your eyes which take a photo or a video of your camera, and then they put it on the LED screen, so it looks like you're looking through the glasses at the person's eyes, but you're not. You're looking at a screen. And depending what they're doing, so if they're watching a movie, it'll flicker color, so you know they're watching a movie. But if you come up to them, it will show their eyes, and then you will be in the field of view. The key thing here is, yes, it's expensive, but the quality at all levels surpasses anything we've seen. And I've owned the PSVR, the PSVR 2. I've played with an Oculus Quest. I've got a Samsung headset. I've been kicking around in the VR space for a bit. 4K plus on each eye, with an inability to see pixels. There are no pixels. You've got spatial audio in the headset. You've got there's just a million features around this headset that are going to... Young Marquis Brownlee, who's one of my favorite streamers by a long... He had 30 minutes hands-on with this, and he did a video today talking about it. He said everything is... And he's literally been at Meta with Mark Zuckerberg, testing their latest kit. He said this surpasses everything by a mile. It's magical.
For all the audience members that are watching, if you can recall back to a Tom Cruise movie that came out in the late 90s or early 2000s, I think it was late 90s, Minority Report. He stands without goggles on and everything. He's got like gloves on or something, but he's standing at a virtual computer and he's pulling things and he's enlarging stuff and he's throwing it away and moving screens. And this is so close to that that it's remarkable.
What it has is it has a bunch of sensors around the eyes. And when you move your eyes, it knows to the pixel perfection where your eyes are. So you're looking at things, and then if you want to click it, you just do that with your fingers. And he said it's just unreal. It's uncanny valley. It's like, it feels like magic. Ant says this isn't VR, but it is. It's both. It's AR both. And VR. Yes. So Ant, you've got a dial on the side of your head, and you can choose whether you want to blend in everything around you. So if you're looking at a movie, you can choose to blend in everything that is in front of you in 4K in stereo vision, so it looks like you're looking through, and that can form part of what you see. Or you can turn it the entire other way and then black it all out, or put a scene around there if you want to. So you have complete... They call it XR now. It's literally VR and AR, and they're calling it XR. They didn't mention this yesterday, but I've seen it mentioned everywhere else.
And what's that X meant to stand for?
Oh, extra special just for you, David.
It's super interesting, and the tech is amazing. The price, I'd rather have a Toyota, a nice used Toyota.
Well, that's the thing. They ended by saying, look, you know what? If you bought a really good quality 4K TV, and don't forget it's 4K 120 in both eyes, 4K in each eye. In fact, it's higher than 4K the resolution.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah, they said if you bought a 3D headset, if you bought a computer and whatever else, a phone, it's got all those things built in. So, but having said that, one of the things that was leaked prior to the event, as well as the price, which was bang on, was that it costs $1,500 to build, which means they've doubled the price and some at the retail value, which they didn't need to do. If they wanted to really get mass market penetration, they could have put this out at, say, $1,900 and still made some money on it, and then made money on the software.
The tech is the most thing that's exciting to me, and it's exciting in the sense that I'm not going to get my hands on this device. I'm not. But to see how well this is made and all the leaps and bounds that they've made in that department, eventually, not now, but 15 years, 10 years, you're going to be able to get this headset as a contact and put it onto your eyeball. Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. We're moving closer to stuff like that. So whenever I see, just like the Rokk, how you can get a desktop performance in a smaller thing, like all that stuff just blows me away, and I love to see the progression. Eventually, like I say, you're going to be able to walk into a place and have tech interact with you, and you're not even going to see it. You're not even going to see it. You're not even going to notice it's there.
Can you make payments on it? Do they got a payment plan?
Yeah, you can. And you know what? You can look at your MacBook, just look at it, and the screen comes up out of the PC and fills, and you can make it as big as you want. So then you can just carry on working on your MacBook. So it's transmitting the screen to the glasses. So you don't even need. There's a bunch. There's chips. There's a GPU. There's hard drive space and RAM. So you have got a kind of a virtual iPad. But if you want to work on your big industrial apps, your big creative stuff, you just look at your MacBook and the screen comes up and away you go. And
So-
that includes cloud gaming, guys.
I was going to say, what does that do? Is that using some type of cloud technology type thing where it's linking up to your Mac, or is it then taking the computer and
you currently have, if you have an iPad and a MacBook, David, right now with the newer versions of the operating system, you can put your iPad next to the MacBook and use it as a second screen.
Yeah.
So it's transmitting at a very high resolution, and I guess this is working in the same way. And end up with
I was going to
4K
say,
screen.
They've had wireless
still
HDMI for a long time too.
But is it still using the tech of the Mac that you were like?
Yes. So you're just seeing the screen.
You're seeing it somewhere else. But it's actually
and then
still
you can
happening
use
on
the keyboard on the MacBook. I mean, when you're not using the MacBook, you're using the actual device itself. It is a computer within there. So it has its own chipset. It has its own hard disk. It has Wi-Fi built in. So you could walk off down the street with your little battery pack. I mean, I don't know whether you
I'm just gonna wait for
iPhone?
somebody to go to Starbucks and sit down and drink
And have
coffee
it
with
nicked.
it, and I'm just gonna hit him
Bro.
upside his head and
Yeah.
It's
That's
coming.
how I think most people are going to get it at that price. At that price, most people
No,
are
no.
buying it.
don't
Do
do
you know
that.
what?
I'm joking.
They may
Don't
have
do that.
they
I'm
may
joking.
have looked at it. They may have gone, look, guys, at this point we can't version 1, because this is version 1. We cannot get it out to the market at a price for mass penetration. So let's not even try. Let's price it so that it's a premium product, that the take up is going to be a very limited subset of users, people that pay $3,000, $4,000 for a phone or a computer, the top end, not for us mere mortals.
Well,
And then we'll develop the tech, and then the next version will come out and we'll go, and guess what? We've now managed to get it down to $2,000.
Yeah, that's part of the problem with this tech.
Yeah.
To bring it home costs a lot of money if you go top of the line. They start
Yeah.
cutting corners,
Two
and then you
hour
start
battery
getting
life.
less. Yeah, and then and then it's just not as.
Well, it's 2-hour battery life on a separate battery, don't forget. It's attached by a magnet. So you buy, if you've got the kind of money to buy this, you buy yourself a couple of battery packs. Or if you're on a train or a plane these days, they all have plugs. right?
Man, if you're in the middle of something with your VR and your headset just comes off, honey, I need a battery. Get me the battery quick.
Yeah, I mean, you're there playing on it, and somebody goes, "Watch this! If I pull his battery, it's only a magnet." Oh, what have you done? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they've got, I'm sure they've worked out ways of sorting that kind of stuff out. But there is, I mean, there's even the ability to take stereoscopic videos with this.
Wow.
So you literally, if you're at your child's birthday party, you just tap on the side and it starts recording in 3D stereoscopic vision and audio, and then you can watch it back, and they've said it's like you were back there. There's no other, they said it's just the weirdest thing. You're not just looking at a video of your family, you can move around. It's 3D, So it's one of those things. Now there are some downsides. Obviously, the price is a huge one. The second is you've kind of got to get it fitted, because they've got different components of different sizes depending on the size of your face and your eyesight and everything.
If you have glasses, you have to get insertion lenses.
Zeiss lenses,
Yeah.
And this is where I mean, I don't know whether that means if you're myopic or if I would have thought for close up it's fine because you can kind of adjust it. It's more for distance, but you have to invest in Zeiss slot-in lenses. So you've got to go to an Apple retail outlet to be fitted. And they go, yeah, okay, you need that pad, and let's see that's great. There you go. Which means there is no second-hand market for these things.
No,
Because nobody's going to have the same shape of face as you, right?
I think this is a big reason why it costs the price that it does. I think they don't want the whole consumers to grab onto it yet. This is their
Correct.
first iteration.
Yes.
I think what they want to do is set a standard in the industry and make everyone else go, buckos, start working on this technology with us. That's what I think.
Here's the thing. every person that has tried to bring something like this to the home market is always around the $500 price range.
Yes.
And when you're doing that, you hamstring the stuff that's going into it.
Yeah.
And now it's a cheaper product. Now it isn't even the original vision. They're not doing that. They're saying, hey, man, if you want the good shit, buck up and come hang out.
You are bang on, my friend, bang on. One of the things Marcus Brownlee said was you won't find anybody else with that LED with the eyes and stuff because they don't have the budget in the devices they've made. This is premium. This is the Rolex of headsets.
Exactly, and not to get political, but this is where the divide of the world's getting a little bit more obvious, isn't it? That's the
the Tesla
VR for now.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
you either have the money or you don't, and if you don't, you don't.
Rock, I worked in the jewelry business, man. I used to go and deliver the football players their Rolex watches, man.
Yeah.
50 grand, 20 grand. This ain't nothing, man. If you got it,
for them, it's pennies,
it ain't.
Isn't it?
It's pennies, exactly.
Yeah.
Although, Ray, would you be messing with it on a park bench in Oakland?
No.
I'm just asking.
I don't think you'd want to wear this out in the wild.
No,
I mean, it wouldn't be on your head for very long, would it?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so.
No.
Frankly, I don't want one delivered on my estate. I wouldn't risk that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody might make their way inside one night.
I'm just scared. I don't want to be like, if I'm watching something, my wife walks in. Will I be able to hear somebody walking in?
When she gets close enough and she scares the shit out of you. And she
no, what happens, Ray, is that it fades them in.
Yes.
So they don't suddenly tap you on the shoulder. If you're watching a movie and somebody comes up close enough, they fade into your vision. So you're not going to get surprised. I mean, they've literally thought of everything. You can even have a FaceTime or a Zoom, by the way. They've worked with other suppliers of like Teams and stuff. You can even have a FaceTime and it creates an avatar of you using a 3D representation that you scan either from the glasses or your phone.
This isn't a use case for everyone, but think about you've got a small office. Well, now you can turn around, put these goggles on, get to work, and now you've got screens all over the place that is taking up zero real estate.
Yes.
Zero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you have all of these screens, and you could even have your main Mac computer screen in the center with these other screens around you for communication or for monitoring websites, etc. I mean, it's absolutely the Royale with cheese. But what I love about this, and I think this is where the Tesla comparison comes in, is Tesla bring out an all-singing, all-dancing electric vehicle X years ago, full of tech, right? It was incredibly expensive, but it kick-started the industry. And now, no matter what car you buy, you've got charging pads for your phone, you've got screens with, big LED screens with maps and Android Auto.
Cowboy wants to hear about the game.
Cowboy, we're getting to that because you can put the Mac screen on there, so any games that can run on the Mac.
I
got
don't hear
DirectX.
you guys
But better than that, guys. Better than that. At launch, there will be over 100 dedicated games for the device itself.
Oh, goodness.
All
there
right.
you go.
Hideo Kojima came out yesterday on the Apple event, said I've got Death Stranding director's cut ready for Apple, and we're doing. And they talked to Disney. They talked to the Eisner, the guy at the top of Disney, and he said, "Look what we're doing." And he showed things like NBA, and not only did you get to watch the ball game, not the ball game, sorry, the baseball game, basketball game, but around the screen, you had all the stats. You had a little 3D over-the-top version in front, so you could see all of the players doing their thing. You had cameras over here, so you could choose which camera. Just by moving your hands around, it wasn't just a flat screen. And then you could have it in 3D as well. And they said, we're doing this. Like they showed The Mandalorian. And not only do you have The Mandalorian on the video in front of you, but over here it shows you context-based content. So it shows you
Who the hell does this guy think he is? Look at this guy. The balls on this guy.
What?
What type of game are we talking about, and what type of controllers?
No, no, no.
can
It's
we
good because
use?
he's
Come
obviously
on,
not. He's not
guys.
looked at it. So you don't
Yeah.
need controllers, right?
Yeah.
For you, I mean, the one thing about the Apple Vision Pro is that everything is done with your hands and it's pixel precision. So there will be games developed that you just use your hands. However, if you're playing a game that's in the cloud or is on your computer, then you can just pick up a Bluetooth controller and control it through the computer or through the headset.
Ray, imagine. I mean, you wouldn't buy it just for this or anything, but imagine playing Red Dead in first-person mode with that headset on,
Oh, yeah.
galloping around, cleaning your guns. Like that would really look amazing, man.
Yeah. No,
They're really cool.
there's, look, they've got, obviously there's going to be 3D stuff. And yes, look, this guy's got, here you go, Anne. Look at that.
Yes.
What's that guy got on his hand?
Yeah.
Or actually, it's a lady, I think. She has a PS5 controller. And they said you can just rig it up with your controller if you want to. And they're actually playing NBA 23, I think, there. So, there's no issue in playing games in the traditional way, although it's up to you how you want. Don't forget, it's better than 4K.
Gotta have a
So
way to
you're
run it
not
on
going
a
to be
Mac.
aware. It's actually quite light. They've worked on very, very light materials. So it's the lightest headset on the market today. I've seen those stats.
Really?
Yeah. But like anything, even ordinary reading glasses, at some point you want to take them off, don't you?
Well, that's it. Yep. The strain, the pressure, the weight. I mean, people are already getting neck
There you
issues
go.
with all this sitting down in chairs nowadays, and now we're going to add a weight on the front of us. I mean,
Just want to take it off. Here you go. So here's that screen with the Mandalorian that Disney showed. And you can see you've got your main Apple TV Plus whatever screen with the Mandalorian. But then around it, you've got the planet that they're on. You can explore the planet. You can look at the key characters. They're saying you've now got opportunities that wherever you move your head, you can have additional content. They're not going to get it for everything. It takes a heck of a lot of work to do, but
it has already been done by some other VR glasses, but the thing about Apple, we
Yeah.
discussed this over the past day or so, the thing about Apple, when they release a product, they wait until they release something that, when it comes to the consumers, it works. It works pristinely. It works
Yes.
beautifully. There's no
Yes.
jankiness with the UI.
No,
and
no.
everything else out on the market at the minute, they are amazing. They really are, but they're a little bit janky. And
they had to cut
this, I
corners
don't think
in
they're going to have
cost.
that.
Yeah, they had to cut corners in cost and what went
Yeah.
into them. They
Well,
really
that's-
did.
Yeah.
This is
A
what
lot of
Apple
these-
do. They are a premium company that make premium products
Yeah.
that don't typically fail.
Look, I wouldn't buy one of these just purely to play games. You've got to look at this as what they say it is. It's a new entry product. It's not just a VR or an AR headset. I owned the PSVR. I owned the PSVR 2. I sent it back. It underperformed for what I'd spent $600 on.
Well-
So if I was paying $3,500, this would have to be mind-blowingly good.
It would have to
Mind-blowingly
tuck me in and whisper sweet nothings
Yeah.
into my ear. I'd rather
Yeah.
have a Toyota. I love the tech. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
but
I
like,
really do.
like Anthony says, imagine a Formula One racing game.
I know.
Oh,
It
yeah.
could be incredible.
With the
man.
quality, and you look over here, and you look over there, and
With
you
a
literally
wet track
see.
and mist flying by your helmet. It
Mate,
could be amazing.
It could.
I
be.
mean,
It could be.
People are already living in smart homes that are like billionaire mansions that do all these amazing, cool things for you. There's already
Yeah.
it's what Miss Phoenix is saying here. It's too much money for 95% of us normal folk. Well, that's
Yes.
true, but how many of us have smart homes? How many of us have
Yeah.
smart lights and smart TVs and everything all hooked up to a little device? I mean, it's just another revolution that a lot of us won't get to use, but we can talk
No.
about for sure.
I mean, I remember when the iPhone first came out, and I didn't buy the first iteration because I couldn't afford one.
Right.
And I'm glad I didn't, because a year later it came out with 3G or Wi-Fi or whatever it was, internet. There was something it didn't have the first time around, and I'm sure that's going to be the same case here. You're going to, what they're like. They do tiny iteration updates every year, and then every other year they do a major update. So sit around for 2 years and watch the rich kids play, and see when this becomes mass market, or more importantly, and this is what my analogy with a Tesla. Watch how other, like your Metas of the world and your Samsungs and so on and your Sonys, see what they do to innovate in a similar fashion to make theirs more attractive. Because someone's going to go, 3.5K is not appealing to 95% of the market. Let me find a way to get some of these features into a $600 headset, and let's be that 95%. You know,
And
let's
just
hit that
having this,
market.
and just having this in production, the cost will go down over
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Just
of
with it
course it
being in
will.
production.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. So I am super pumped. I'm sure you've seen that. Am I going to buy one? I don't know. I mean, it's not coming
I
out for at least 7 or 8 months. They've said
right,
early next year. We've got a while before this thing
right,
shows up in the wild.
right.
Ray, what you can say, my friend?
I'm excited about the innovation.
Yeah,
Anything that's innovating and something new, that takes gaming, that takes entertainment to the limit is awesome. So,
yeah.
cause guess what, guys? You're gonna see Samsung. You're gonna see all the other guys do it too. So stay tuned.
That's the point. I think so.
we're heading head first into cyberpunk
Yeah,
world.
Yes.
yeah,
We
Is that
really
good?
are. We
yeah,
really are. We're
yeah,
implants and everything. It's on the way. It's on
yeah,
the way.
yeah.
I won't be able to afford them.
Right.
Most of the
No, but
most
you're
of the
already 80% bionic, so
that's
you're
true.
there.
That's true. I'm
Well,
going in for my last upgrade.
you look at that cyberpunk world. There's not many people who can afford the good upgrades
That's
and whatnot. Can is there?
That's
That's
true.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
tells an accurate story. I'm
No, that's
sure.
true. That's very, very true. Guys, there wasn't much more on the old news front. The fact that Hideo Kojima had popped up and said that Death Stranding Director's Cut was coming. It was going to be using all new features of their new chipset. So lots of, higher quality textures and stuff. I still love that game,
Can
guys.
you imagine a zombie game using that tech? Get running from like
Yeah.
the horror games.
Oh,
Oh my
the
Running
god,
from the
headset.
who? From the what, Ray?
Let me say.
horror,
Horror.
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 Okay.
Horror.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I feel like a Ray's praise are coming.
Oh my god, hold on. Let me
I
load
do.
it up.
I just
Let me
feel
load
it's
it
just
up.
like it's. I don't know, but it feels like it's coming. I don't know when it just
Got
feels
that
like it's.
feeling.
Hey
I
Ray,
just
hey
have a
Ray,
feeling.
make
Yes.
sure you've subbed to them first this time.
Oh,
I'm already
Oh, don't! He
subscribed.
gets upset. He
I've
does
already,
try his
I've
best.
already, I've already, I've already done it. I've already done it.
I do know. I just can't wait to see somebody wearing one of these. I think those eyes are going to be freakish.
oh,
That
they're
it-
gonna be.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be like the Nvidia studio where your eyes are always locked.
Oh yes,
That could
yes.
be very creepy. Though.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Somebody could die. You wouldn't even know. Oh, they're still alive. They're still awake. His eyes
Yeah.
are open.
Well, I just can't wait on the bus. You're like, can you back up a foot? Thank you. Now I can't see you. Get out of my view screen.
It's
Or
gonna
they're-
be. It's gonna be good. The future's so bright. I've got to wear their shades.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh yeah. You guys remind this is young Anne. You guys remind me of when we imagined what would
Welcome to the
cloud-
Cowboy Show, folks. It's the
Oh,
Cowboy Show.
Oh man,
It's the Cowboy Show. Come on, Rock.
No,
Hurry
he's
up.
on cloud
Hurry
nine
up
at the
with-
moment with his
Hurry up,
drugs. He's all good.
Cowboy.
Praise from the mighty cyborg we know and love as Ray.
All right.
Oh.
It is coming.
He's still
all
sus. He's
Yeah.
still sus.
Does he? Does he
All
suck
right, I
a black
got it.
nut?
oh he
the
sucks as well.
See,
He's
you just got canceled. See,
The way-
No.
the way
yeah,
that he
see, now
sucks is
YouTube
very
is coming-
sus.
Now YouTube,
Sus a black nut.
YouTube, he did.
He
it.
can't
He's
pretzel
taking it
himself
down.
like that, Ray. He can't-
I wouldn't.
All
I
right,
would.
Ray
I
can't
would.
pretzel himself. Like that.
I'm not saying nothing.
All right, Rock, I'm sharing. All right, guys. Today I am.
There you
Hell!
can go.
The hell, Rock? I don't like Lily's Night Gaming.
Woo.
Guys, let me tell you something. There is a group of people that have been. It's called Cozy Gamers.
Yeah.
And there's hundreds of them, and they love their cozy gaming. So today I'm going to introduce you to one of these streamers. Her name is Lily Nights Gaming. She has done she's done the Disney Dream Valley. She's done Hoko Life. She's right now, what is she sitting at? I think she's sitting at about 20 subscribers. She is a sweetheart. I'm praising her because she's just starting out. I did watch her Hoko Life, and she's just wonderful. She supports cozy gamers. I've also seen her support Crystal. She's been in the Rokk channel as well, watching. But guys, make sure you go and subscribe to Lily Knights Gaming.
Woohoo!
She's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. And support the cozy gamers, man. Sometimes you guys want to take a break from all that violence and all that shooting,
Ray,
and you just
why
want to
don't you
relax and
explain-
chill.
Why don't you explain to everyone what a cozy gamer is? Because they might be getting the wrong impression. It's a weird word. Go ahead.
Okay, well, all right. What a cozy gamer is somebody that they stream, not violent games. It's more games. You would think they're kid games, but they're not. Adults are playing these games because they love these games as well, and it's for family fun entertainment. That's what a cozy gamer is, and there's a huge lot of big time streamers out there. Our dear friend Vet is now an official full time.
He's a cozy?
Who would have
gamer.
thunk it?
I thought he was a koozie. But he's a cozy. Okay.
Vet has put down the guns and the violence, and he is now doing. And
he's a change
been
man.
It's been very successful to him. But guys, make sure you support also the other cozy gamers like Crystal.
Yeah.
And there's also a bigger one out there. But I'll be talking about these cozy gamers later on in the months coming.
Ooh, yeah, he is a born again cozy, isn't he? Really?
Yes, he is.
He is.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
He's a born again cozy. Do you do a bit of cozy gaming from time to time, David?
You're muted.
No, I'm muted. I'm a noob.
Hello. I'm muted. I'm a noob. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, oh, be quiet. I'm helping you out, Ray. Your praise just got put down in the chat there with a link for all you lovely folks to go check out Lily Knights. But I play all types of games, Rokk. If you put a game in front of me, I'll probably enjoy it.
You just play it, mate, wouldn't you? You're just a gamer.
Yeah.
You're just a gamer. That's what it is. It's all about the gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not a cozy gamer. Definitely not.
I play anything, me. I'll play anything, me.
No. Cozy gamers don't yell the C word or the F word.
No,
or,
no, it's very family oriented.
Yeah.
And I noticed a lot of them are mums and pops, aren't they? The mummies and daddies as well. Yeah, it's very much a sort of a, I think it's a lovely. It was new to me. Vet introduced me to the whole scene. And I love it. It's just a nice chilled. You can just pop in, and you know you're not going to get any hate or anything. You're just going to have a chill time. Everybody's really super welcoming and friendly, and it's a lovely little scene. I really like it. I think it's excellent. Raymond, thank you so much for the praise as always, brother.
No problem. And once again, congratulations, Lily Knights Gaming on getting praise. You guys once again go out and support.
Yeah, and while we're here, please support my lovely band members, of course, the young and gorgeous Simply Pawned Gaming. There's his details, ladies and gents. You can go and play. Well, you can play if you want, because you can play with him on Fridays and Saturdays, because it's Wreckfest on a Saturday night and it's Among Us on a Friday. Is that not correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Ray does Wreckfest on Saturdays, and I do Among Us on Fridays. They're great community streams. If you guys want to jump in and talk some smack and try to airlock somebody, it's
some smack.
A lot of fun. No, that is addictive.
One important thing to you guys. My friend Rokk has a Discord. Please, I don't know if he's got a link. If we can put a link, but we definitely need to.
I think there's one in the description.
You need to make it bigger. We need to support Rokk in the Discord.
Yeah, mine's a desert cord. It ain't a Discord. It's a desert crickets. But it's a lovely place if you just want to go and enjoy the silence. It's very pleasant. Bless you, Raymond. Bless you. So, Wilhelm, we got Among Us, and you guys were playing courtesy of my abandoned stream. You had a crack at what's it called? Haunted. What's it called? Midnight Haunted or something. Midnight Ghost Hunt. Midnight Ghost
Hunt.
And it was because it's free on Epic until this Thursday.
It's free.
Early access, and also you can play it on GeForce Now.
Yeah, you can play as the ghost hunters and you can play as the ghosts. There's a timer down. Once the
Yeah.
timer, so when you're hunting the ghosts, once it hits midnight, the ghosts get stronger and they can come back and hunt you.
No.
So,
There's
from what I understand or what I was told, is it's like Ghostbusters Unleashed mixed with Prop Hunt.
Yes.
Yeah,
In a
yeah,
sense.
Yes.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is, and it's so
David,
cool.
so one of the maps was a doll factory, and David
That
was
was
the
so
baby.
fun.
He was a little baby doll, right?
I
And
possessed a
my
baby doll, one
meter,
of those porcelain dolls.
and my ghost
They're
meter was
scary as hell, those things.
and my ghost meter said, "Okay, there's a ghost here." And then I see this little baby jump up, and this little legs and little arms come running, and it was David laughing, and I'm trying to shoot the little baby, and he got away from me. It is hilarious.
You've all
Wow.
played prop hunt,
Monetized.
right? You've all played prop hunt where you can like possess a little item or something. Well,
Yeah.
this item was a porcelain baby, but the thing about this game was it was a ghost possessing the porcelain baby. So they had made it with the mechanics. So it wasn't just like something that was breezing across the floor. When you
Yeah.
possessed that baby doll, it would stand up on its legs and
Oh,
giggle
no.
and run around, and it had a knife in its head, and right, you could wind it up to pull the knife out and yeet yourself at the Ghostbusters. It was so cool. It was
Oh,
amazing.
wow. It sounds
Yeah.
great fun. And I
really
completely
was.
missed it.
You did.
Yeah.
You'll have to do another one, Rock.
What do
You
you
will.
reckon?
And if
You-
you don't, one of these two will steal it.
I was going to say, do you think it may be a game that you could adopt then, William, as an alternative to Among Us? Maybe.
I haven't tried it yet, but it sounds like
we got
like
to get
a
him
hell
to
of a
play
lot
it.
of fun.
We got to get him
Yeah.
in. We got to get
we
him
got
in.
definitely
Oh,
do
yes.
that again.
He'll get. It's a game. He'll get addicted, and he'll be cussing and yelling and screaming, and he'll love it. He'll love it.
Yeah, there ain't no cozy games on William's channel. We need to get this out there. Do not, if you want, if you want mum and dad time, it ain't the place to hang out. But
I like to say it.
Explicit horse talk. Something.
Oh yeah, SPG should not be allowed PG in his name. He should.
that's true.
He has them.
That's true.
He has them because he
That's
likes to
true.
break the rules.
There should
Yeah.
be no PG and SPG. That's true.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Call me
Brilliant stuff. We look
Call you
forward to
S.
that.
Yeah, because you talk a lot of S.
Yes.
Raymond, do
Yeah.
do 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 do, Raymond.
Yes.
What you got coming up, brother?
First of all, I do want to say I don't know if Cowboy's still in here, but I'm wishing him a speedy recovery. He did
Yes.
get, even though he's got a loud mouth in our chat.
Yeah.
I wish him a speedy recovery on his shoulder. But what I got coming up, guys, tonight, Marvel Snap. It's the new season. It's the multiverse. They got new areas, new cards to get. So I'm gonna go check that out tonight, and then what we got going on. And I want to say congratulations to my son. He is graduating from middle school, going into
Aw.
high school. So congratulations, son. Even though you are a pain in my butt, thank you.
Well done, Evan.
Or are you going to
Nice
keep him
work.
at home?
What's that?
Or is he going
We haven't-
back to the school or is he staying home?
we're gonna talk it over because he's got some challenges and some things going on.
Yeah.
So, but he had an awesome report card, man. He had an awesome report card.
yes.
Fantastic.
So
That's great.
and he worked hard.
And credit to you, my friend, because you've been homeschooling and looking after him and helping him with all of his work and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
cracking
And
parenting.
And congratulations to all the kids and girlfriends graduating from universities.
I haven't got. What was he pointing at me for?
No. He's stealing David's thunder. Don't worry.
Yeah,
about
he
it.
is. I was
All you
actually
kids are
saving
getting
it.
Oh, he's
promoted.
not up here. He's freaking.
All you kids getting promoted and everything. And don't forget your Father's Day is coming up. And a wonderful present is $3,500 AR/VR games.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Chat was awesome today.
It was awesome. Thank you, chat. David, with your 4 games and 10 days left or whatever.
Oh goodness, I'm going to be trying, Rock. I'm going to be trying, but I have a big meeting coming up next week that I need to prepare for. So I don't know how much free time I'm going to have for games. So just
Yeah.
all wish me luck for my meeting. Cause,
I thought he said a bake meat. I thought it was like, where you got
I
to do
thought he said a
cakes for
bakery
charity.
meeting. I thought he was baking
Yeah.
scones.
I thought he said meet and greet, and he wasn't hungry.
I was like, dude, I don't think you could talk about those type of
I
brownies,
know.
man.
He's got a sausage roll meeting next week, apparently. Oh, sausage roll. You don't have sausage rolls in America, do you?
don't.
Sausage rolls.
We do have
Sausage
sausage.
roll. Yeah, I know. But guys, it's like a sausage, right? In pastry.
I want to try that. My bucket list is to go to the UK and try some of your pies. I want to eat all your pies
mate.
in the UK.
You've got it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And do you know what? I think you could probably do it as well. If anybody can eat all the pies in the UK, it's that man. That's all I'm saying.
Oh goodness! Hey Ray, we might not have a lot of beavers in the UK, but we've got a lot of pies and pasties.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes. We don't have
it's
many.
a wonderful day for pie.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I've got stuff. All the usual stuff. Hopefully the PC's gonna stick around for a bit tomorrow. And of course Thursday, Rock Players. Yeah, definitely. Keira Knightley. So get in with a bit of that. And I'm hoping Martinez and Hezekiah will be back on Saturday as well. So all good.
Can I
Wow.
ask though, Rock? I need to ask. I saw someone else ask in the chat earlier, and I'm dying to know myself. When do you reveal the Diablo winner?
Oh yeah, I've got to draw that after the show. So I don't do that. I don't do them live because a prerequisite is they have to be a subscriber, and I need to go and check. You see, so I need to go off and just make sure that they've done all the doings and stuff. But I'll be doing that. Yeah. So that's finished. I think it's ended. I think it ended at 5. So I've just got to go and draw, and then I do the little research, and then I typically email them and just make sure that because I've emailed people in the past and they've never come back. So yeah. So I need to email them, make sure they exist, and then once they've gone, oh great, I'll then pop it up on Twitter.
Well, check your emails, everyone. Keep an eye on your emails.
Yes, and don't forget, we've still got for this month Final Fantasy 16 giveaway coming up on the 21st or the 22nd, I think.
It's very soon.
Yeah.
Should have been the 16th.
Why? Oh yes, of course. Duh. That's such a good point. Why aren't they as clever as you, William?
I don't know.
They pay these guys big bucks, mate, and they're just clearly not getting the value, are they? And Reva doesn't need Diablo 4. Well, that's good. I'll make sure you don't win it.
I think Reva's actually he meant to give my entries to David. That's what he meant to put there. It auto corrected. I think it's the bot messing with him. Mm-hmm.
That's a fair shout. Shout.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here then, boys, shall we? We've got a gig on, guys. We've got to get the van out and get the kit, get the amps and stuff. Ed Sheeran's going to be doing the guest.
Go grab your trolley and grab my bags.
Oh, Alexa just kicked in. You all right, Alexa? Take care. Yeah,
He said trolley.
Oh, yeah. Let's get out of here. See you later, boys. Boo, woo, 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 woo. That's a good show.
Yeah.